Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that I do a lot of the other crypto videos as well, but today I wanted to do a video on my Eomer in this game that I'm playing because I do like playing certain mobile games. Now, this is Lord of the Rings Rise to War. And I realized that there isn't much info about Eomers, the commanders in the game. And so I wanted to share my Eomer, my build that I have, and why I've been successful with it. And in fact, I've been really successful with my build. And some people might say, well, you know something, Eomer isn't that good. I'd rather have Theo. Completely understandable. I understand why. Theo is really beastie. I think everybody knows that. But if you are part of that percentage that wants to not follow the crowd and get a Theo like everybody else, and you want a strong Eomer, then maybe this is for you. So let's get straight to it. This is my Eomer. I do have the unique equipment. He is an R13, respect 13. Difficult to get up there, but hey, once you get to R10, you will understand that Eomer makes a lot more sense because of his unique equipment. Now, his unique equipment, this one is definitely leveled up a little bit. You get extra 25% might, you get extra 25 speed, and 5 extra attack. Definitely 20% extra on any of his normal attacks. That's 20% because I already refined it once. If you get the sword at R10, then you're only going to have 10%. Now, this is what makes my Eomer devastating to a lot of the good faction commanders and some of the evil faction commanders. Now, just because you have a great commander does not mean he is the answer to everything. I can tell you now, Eomer does absolutely horrible, or at least bad, not horrible, but at least bad against the Witch King. And I think many commanders already know that the Witch Kings are OP, right? So your goals here are get the sword if you can. Get it to R10 if possible. Try to trade in the respect for other commanders and go to the Matham store and try to get as many, respect booklets for him as possible whenever they do arrive. Trade in whatever you got to trade in from commanders you're not going to be using. Do not be giving commanders that you're not using for battle any respect. That makes absolutely no sense. Once you do get his special unique weapon, you will see here that down here he will do 20% once he reaches 200 speed. Very simple to reach 200 speed, nothing out of the ordinary. Where it gets tougher is all allied mounted units have priority in attacking enemy ranged units when speed reaches 350. Now, this is what makes Eomer outshine a lot after he gets his unique weapon. This is the equipment I have: quilted armor, melee vigor, and now 6% less damage on any melee units. Definitely cavalry, they fall on that category. I have mounted vigor, also helps out the mounted units. All my troops are mounted cavalry, so therefore it's gonna help out. And finally, I have mend. I wish I would have had the golden violin, but I used it up on my Elwyn, her shield, so I didn't know I might have needed it. So it is what it is. I do what I can with what I have. And mend is definitely the best one when it comes to purple equipment. Unfortunately, it does not give you speed, and that's why I wish I would have had the golden violin instead. If you can get gold equipment for Eomer that also gives you speed, then by all means, go with gold equipment. I don't have gold equipment for him, so therefore I got to use the purple stuff. Purple stuff, fully loaded, better than gold equipment that isn't completely refined or upgraded, right? I'm sorry, my nose is a little bit stuffy today. Okay, so points on ability here. The ability points I have for him, this is the best setup that I've found that works for him. You can also go full damage, and I know a lot of people are like, no, Eomer is a full damage commander. You should go full damage all the time. Yes and no, and the reason why is because yes, because he will do over 200 damage per battle, but you're going to be sacrificing a lot of troops, and the troops will not do as much damage. For me, this is what works. This is what's given me a lot of victories. This is what's given me what's gotten the server to get to know my commander. Everybody knows I have an Eomer that's just beefy, right? And this is the setup I use. The only thing that I've been playing around with the most is the last 3 points that I have here. I've been putting them in flanking before. I put them in swing. I put them in the middle here in ed dig. And guess what? I finally decided to put it on, what is this, mounted combat. Because each time I get a 20% chance of hitting a little bit harder with my mounted units, I started thinking, well, I get to hit 3 times each round. So that means 10 rounds times 3, that's 30 times I'll be hitting. So out of those 30 times, there's got to be some couple hits that are definitely going to have more pack to the punch, basically. If you don't have a high respect Eomer and you're down here, barely, fret not, you're going to be fine. Start off with Rohirrim, which should be your first. Second should be down here. I believe this is reduction for all mounted units. Third, Marshal of the Mark. Fourth, Cleave. The reason why this order, and you got to remember, Marshal of the Mark has to always come before Cleave when you set up the points. And the reason why is if you set up Cleave first and you put points on Cleave first, Cleave will actually go in before Marshal of the Mark. And you do not want that. And the reason why is because Cleave, the damage is based on speed. Marshal of the Mark will actually increase your speed, right? Eomer speed 100 plus 100 for 1 round. That means if Marshal of the Mark hits, they normally hit on the 3rd round, on the beginning of the 3rd round. If Marshal of the Mark hits first, you will get extra 100 speed, right? Plus, if it's fully loaded here, if you get it to 15, you'll have an extra 15 points in speed. Then Cleave will hit, which the effect modified by speed stat. So therefore, you need to have Marshal of the Mark points in there before you put points in Cleave. Remember, if you're down here on the first levels, use Rohirrim. Gives you extra 15 might after 15. Riding excellence, wonderful. With all my equipment that I have to reduce damage, this only adds more to just damage reduction. Cleave comes after Marshal of the Mark. After that, do Marshal of the Mark, get a smack around round 3 plus speed, and then Cleave. After that, whatever you have left, if you're down here, use Discipline. Add your defense. With Cataphracts, once you get it to 7 points here, you will have Cataphracts over 100 points of defense. I don't use the middle. The middle is basically used for whenever you want to go full damage on Eomer. If you don't have it R5 to get these stuff over here, make sure you have these 5 here first. After that, play with the damage here. Play with the damage. Add 2 here, maybe 1, 2, swing, 1 here, 1 here. Play with the damage. That's not a problem. Once you do get to respect level 5, definitely era leader. You want that recovery each round. And finally, mounted combat. If you can get all this right here, wonderful. If you can't get all this, try to get it as close as possible. Play around with it. This is giving me a lot of success on the game with Eomer. And in fact, I can actually take on Theos. And sometimes a really good Theo will have a draw between us. Not so great Theo that's not completely built, you know, I'll win. It is what it is. But this is the best setup that I found. If you like damage, go damage, but you'll be sacrificing more troops. Cavalry troops take longer to make for me, it seems like, all the time. So therefore, I'm not willing to sacrifice that much cavalry. But, you know, something at the same time, they also pack a punch. My commander packs a punch whenever they're fighting. So this is the stuff I have. Now let me show you. Right now, I was fighting these guys right here. They're coming after me because they're angry. and I'll show you the reports. I just hit, this is a level 40 land. They're getting close. I just hit one of them over there, and he had a level 50 Legolas here, right here. And he brought his Guardians, obviously. He brought his Rams. So he was expecting these two to take the damage for his Wardens. Now, let's see here. If he has Elf Defense, friendly relations. Okay, if he had this to level 7, he would have been more successful against me. No, that's not it. Hold on. Protect Elves. Here, if he had Protect Elves all the way to 7 points, he would have done way better, because his Dwarven units would have stood in for his Mark Wardens. Now, why is my Eomer so beefy and such a good one? Because of his weapon. Once you get it to R10, you'll start seeing the miracles happen. Once you get him to 350 speed, his commander speed, right here, then you will start seeing miracles happen. And the reason why, I'll show you the report. I don't know if these guys are, am I gonna get, yeah, I'm gonna get, what's it called? Reinforcements in time here. So that's good. So this guy, I'm not worried about this guy coming in. In fact, we'll see the report after he tries to hit my fort. Okay, we'll see this. We'll speed it up, because I know we don't like extremely long videos. And let's see here. Watch his back line, his range units. I hit 350 speed. I have his special weapon. Like the Wind kicks in. Men kicks in. But Like the Wind is the main one. Now it's going to allow me to hit his back line without having to worry about his frontal defense. Okay? Here it goes. Boom. Oh, that kicked in because of the 1 point that he has in friendly Defend Elves. So Defend Elves came in, and that's why I said if he had it to level 7, it would be more difficult. Defend Elves, let's see. We got to start smacking that back line here. It has to happen soon, because the Mark Wardens will actually punish melee units very hard. Still, Defend Elves is still kicked in, so I can't really do anything to the back line. The commanders that do this is Gimli, I believe, and Legolas have this Defend Elf thing. But once it wears off, or once it doesn't kick in, then it'll start hitting his Mark Wardens, like if they're from McDonald's. Come on, Defend Elves still on? Jesus Christ. Oh well, still defeating him. Not the way I wanted it. I would have taken less damage if Defend Elves wasn't activated. Well, guess we just gotta finish the frontal line. I don't know if now it's gonna go after the Rams. Hopefully not. There you go, finally hitting the back line there. The defense is gone. The high dwarf defenses are gone. So now he's gonna go for the back line over there with the Mark Wardens, like I was saying. Normally, if they don't have this ability, like I said, it only happens with Legolas and Gimli. Normally, they start hitting the back line instantly. And that's what makes the Eomer, my Eomer, so good. Regardless, even if you have a Gimli or a Legolas that has the dwarves in the front and it has that ability, my Eomer tends to be able to hold out pretty well. As you can see, I'm still whooping him, even though it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So that's fine. Eventually, he'll get defeated. Right there, you can see that. After that, it hit Eowyn in the back. Let me find another report here. Has this guy tried to hit me? No, he hasn't tried to hit me yet. Yeah, he knows me, so he knows that what's it called? What he's gonna get into if he hits that fort, and I think he's hoping I wouldn't. What's it called? Okay. Obviously here, Galadriel versus Eomer. Galadriel, probably focus build. Yeah, focus build. Did good against her. A lot of other commanders don't do so good against them. I Definitely got killed here by a Gimli. Why? Because I had already taken the hit from Galadriel. And Gimlis are pretty beefy too. But I do pretty good against Gimlis. It's not that bad. Okay, same thing here with Gandalf the Grey. Got whooped by my Eomer. Got here, let's take a look at this. This isn't a well-built Theo. As you can see, my Eomer outdid the Theo. It's not well built, but Theos are meant to be beefy, you know. Even if it was better built, we would have still gotten a draw. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can find anything else here. Fort. Victory. Okay, so here's a nice one. He definitely not an extremely great built Gandalf, but I do really good against Gandalf the Grey. No problem. He basically put his Cataphracts in the front, and this will be a good example of what the unique special weapon does for him. I'm supposed to get through his Cataphracts first. That's what he's hoping for. That's the way he built his army. But Eomer will actually ignore that. There's a lot of avoidance in the beginning from Gandalf the Grey, I realized. I like, this is the build I used while being in Rohan. Cavaliers, Cataphracts, and Marshals. I put Cataphracts instead of Ram Riders against Loth and Arnor because they take better, you know, they can take a better hit. And if you get the hits on the Cataphracts, then your other two, Cavaliers and Marshals can actually do plenty of damage. As you can see, I keep hitting his Arnor Rangers, and the reason why I'm bypassing his Cataphracts. That's what I was trying to say. With Like the Wind, special ability from his sword, he bypasses the frontal defense of most commanders except for Legolas and Gimli sometimes, because if their specialty doesn't kick in, then it'll have the same thing that's going on here. They're attacking constantly to his Rangers. Once they're done with the Rangers, they're going to start with the Sentinels, okay? And then finally finish off with the Cataphracts. Now, everybody puts heavy defense, low attack in the front, so I'm not worried about Cataphracts. They're not going to damage me that bad. Look, 1,400, that's probably what I'm going to get from, recovery anyways. Look, 1,600 right there, 1,600 right there. So basically, his Cataphract attacks don't do anything. Now, here comes the Sentinels. Now, the Sentinels are going to get hammered. Marshal and Mark first, boom, boost my speed, like I said. Cleave, boom, 20k. 19k, but basically 20. And here comes in the cavalry. Sentinels, boom, getting hit. The Cataphracts haven't gotten hit, except for like the commander hits. But look, he's basically destroying his main weapon that this Gandalf had and had brought to the fight, which was his ranged units. And the Cataphracts are just sitting there trying to do some damage, but they can't because they don't have enough, power, enough punch behind them. And there, his backline's completely gone. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's what his, basically his 48 was damaged. Look, was damaged already. Still took out the Arrogant. Probably not a great built Arrogant, but it is what it is. Took against a Khaldun here, 49. Draw, obviously, but definitely won. Then he brought in his Lurts. This is the same Eomer. Has not been... I didn't add any troops to this. This is 3 straight hits he just sent in quickly. Lurtz gets whooped. Same thing. His backline. I will smash Lurtz all day. Like I said, Elmer's Vein, Witch King. But that's a lot of commanders' Vein. Now, for the Witch King, my answer is I have my Dwalling. My Dwalling will actually take on the Witch Kings. And in fact, the build I use for Dwalling for the Witch Kings is different than when I use my Dwalling against good faction commanders. We'll start seeing that backline get destroyed. Boom, 14,000 in the back right there. Come on, come on. Boom, 6,000 in the back right there. Like the Wind. Boost my attack 20% and boom, hits the back, hits the back, hits the back, destroys the back. It gets rid of the main vein for melee troops. and cavalry. Ranged units are cavalry's worst enemy. They can destroy them fast, but if they get hit, they take a lot of damage. And that's what's wonderful about his weapon, like I said. If cavalry hits ranged units, it destroys them. And so is the same, it's vice versa, the same thing. But by me allowing my troops to actually hit that back line, I'm destroying their main weapon. And by having discipline, I already, amped up my defense. By having riding excellence, I reduce my damage. And by having my equipment that reduces damage and adds defense, it just beefy horses, basically. Beefy horses against ranged units, and it's destroying them all day. This is the third one. He tried to finish me off. Also had ranged units destroyed. Now, there was one here that I wanted to show you guys. There's a gore bag right there. He messaged me. He's like, man, that's a beefy Eomer. I said, thank you. We're actually friends, and we talk. There should be one more on a 300 that I faced off with a Respect 22 Dwalling. And this guy's known to devastate people. And this Eomer took it like a champ, man. I think it should be here somewhere. Yeah, right here. No? That's not it. Nope, that's a defense of a 300. Right here. This is R22 Dwalling. His look at that. Look at that. Fully loaded, bro. Gold equipment. Respect 22. Look at the result right there. This is R Respect 12, I think he was right here, and I have flanking instead of mounted combat. I believe that's what I have now. Same thing, same build, everything. He definitely beat me, I think. Well, it looks like it. Like I almost beat him. What's going on here? Well, I don't know. Whole point is this Dwalling came on. Eomer held him off. R22 versus R12, and he held him off. And he packs a punch. This guy is probably the strongest guy in Erebor this season. And I just want to see you guys see his attack, because this is a full damage Dwalling. His all-in, which is his strongest attack, will like take half of my marshals in one smack. That's going to be on like round 3. But yeah, this is built for Eomer. I don't see that much info on Eomer, so I just wanted to share it. If you guys can get Eomer to R10 and get that unique weapon, you're going to see him shine like no tomorrow, and then you're going to be happy and not feel so sad that you picked Eomer and that people tell you that he's trash and that you should have gotten Theo. Okay? You don't necessarily got to go with the flow. It is what it is. Okay, let's see. We should have an all-in here at the end of round 3. And you'll see what it does to my marshals. Whirlwind. Here comes all-in. Where is it? Boom. 28k. Right there. Told you. R22 Dwalling against my Eomer. Did he hit? Failure. No, he didn't hit me. Look, see? He knows what's in there. He knows what's in there, and he's not ready to hit me because he's not going to win. And I can counter attack him back over here, right? So, and I've actually ported this guy before. So he knows what he's going to be facing. But like I said, Eomer, you want to get that weapon, it will make him shine. You want to get to 350 speed. I have this one add speed, this one add speed, and the level it's at, it adds speed. What's it called? If you can't get to 350 speed, then you're going to have to go full damage, and you're going to have to get this one, Aeodig first, before you're going to have to trade it for something else, because it's going to add 15 speed here. So just play with it, but this is the best setup if you can get the 350 speed, and if you can get him to R10 and get that weapon, ooh boy, you're gonna be having a beefy Eomer, and people are gonna be like, wow, I thought Eomer was trash, And everybody in this server that I fought, everybody knows, hey, that guy has a beefy Eomer. He has a beefy Eomer. This is my game tag right here, my king. Same tag that I use for all the other games. And my king, they know in this server, he has a strong Eomer. But yeah, hope you guys can use the info. And you guys have a wonderful day. If you guys want to support the channel or anything, just look at my crypto videos. You know, if you guys are into crypto or not. I like Tiger King. If you guys are interested in buying something low cap with a potential to spike up again, you know, we've been going through a lot of the crypto winter lately, or crypto ice age, I could call it, because they used to call it a crypto winter. I think it's a crypto ice age. Then low market cap, awesome. You know, dApps, they're working on the Tiger King metaverse. I think it has potential for the future. Look it up, Tiger King coin. And look at my other videos, you can get info there too. Well, good luck guys. Take it easy.